Hello and welcome to Martin Maths. We're doing a rounding question with decimals and we're rounding to tenths. My guest presenter is going to help me with 5 questions. What's the first one?
0.61 rounded to the nearest tenth.
And what do I do there?
So, if you put it in the corresponding places in a place value chart, the 0 will be in the ones column.
So ones, or I'm going to use units just to avoid the 0, but yeah, I get the idea. Units or ones.
6 would be in the tenths column.
Lowercase to not confuse with tens, yeah.
And the 1 would be in the hundredth.
Hundredths there. Okay, so those are the place values there.
Even though we're rounding to the tenth, you wouldn't really worry about the 6th apart from changing it.
Okay.
So we need to focus on the 1. And if you use the rule 5 or more let it soar, 4 or less let it rest.
Okay, so 5 or more we increase,
soar,
yeah.
5 or
Yeah.
then you know that 1 is less than 4.
Yeah.
So we'd let it rest, which means not go down, but rest at the tenth it's already at, which is 0.6.
Okay, so we leave that at 0.6. Okay, good. Let's try another one. What else have you got for us?
2.01.
2.01. Okay, so now we don't have anything in that tenth. What do you do there?
Because we don't have anything in the tenths, we don't, like the above question, we don't focus on the tenths, but we don't even change the tenths. So, 5 or more let it soar. Because we don't have any tenth, we use the hundredths.
Okay.
1 is less than 4, so we round it down. And because it's really, really close to a whole number, we round it to a whole number, which would be 2.
Okay, so 2 or 2.0, but we don't need the 2.0. Okay, what else have we got?
2.12.
Or 2.12. Yeah, what do I do there?
So we don't, even though there's something in the ones column, we don't worry about that. Unless it was really, really close, like the question above. So, 2.12. If you look at the hundredths column, you'll know that the thing in there is 2, and 2 is less than 5.
Okay.
Which means we need to let it rest again, which doesn't mean going down, but it means at the tenth it's already, so it will be 2.1.
Okay, so there we haven't actually made any changes yet. We're practicing rounding down with less than 5. Let's try something a bit more challenging. What have you got for us in the 4th question?
0.97.
Okay, so now we've got a number bigger than 5. What do I do here?
So, the 9 will either stay the same or will change completely and we'll get the answer 1. So
7
with the 7, 7 is more than 5. So what we need to do is let it go up and again, but in opposite to rounding down, we don't let it rest. We honestly go up.
So it would increase the tenths, but in this case...
But it won't, because there is already the highest number there can be in the 10th column, so we have to go even further, and the answer will be 1.
Okay, so we're rounding up. That 9 would become a 10, but that would increase in the next place value up to 1. 1.0, but actually I can just write 1. Okay, one more for today's lesson.
Is 0.28.
And what do I do there?
So, just because it's smaller than our above question, does not mean we have to round it up or down or anything. The 2 will either be changing or keeping, and the 8 we'll be looking at. So 8 is more than 5, so we know to make it bigger.
Okay.
So the 2 we can't keep because that will be resting it. So we need to add it to 0.3.
Okay, and that gets rounded up to 0.3. Brilliant. So there we go. A couple examples of rounding down and some of rounding up, even where the second place value changes. Could you give me some examples of where we might find this useful?
Well, you might find it useful in distance. For example, if you were a builder and you were building a house, you might want to measure how long you wanted the house to be, for example. Maybe it will be 6.28 centimeter. 6 meters to 8 centimeters.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to use decimals, you could do 6.28 meters.
Okay, and we could round that up to, say, 6.3. What else might you use it in?
You might use it in weight.
Okay, and why would we not use it in money?
You would not use it in money because to use it for money, you'd have to have an extra hundredths column for the pence.
Brilliant. That will bring us on to a future lesson where we're not rounding to tenths, but to hundredths. Fantastic. There we go. That's Martin Maths and Rounding Decimals. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And goodbye from my guest presenter.
Bye.